My name is Matthew Noojin. I'm from the Department of Physical Sciences at Madison Area Technical College, and I'm also the digital repository lead for the Antarctic Meteorological Research and Data Center project, which is stationed at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And I'm here today to give you all an overview of our Antarctic Data Repository, and hopefully encourage some of you to take a look at our data holdings or possibly even become a contributor in the future. So a little bit about our history. The AMRDC traces its history back to the beginning of the Automatic Weather Station program at University of Wisconsin-Madison, which officially began in 1980. It began with just 2 stations located near McMurdo and Ross Island. And over the last 4 decades, the network has expanded to over 50 active stations, many of which are maintained collaboratively, I should say, with polar programs in Australia, China, France, Japan, and the United Kingdom. Today, we still actively build, deploy, and service the weather station network through our annual fieldwork on the ice, as well as develop and testing new in-house weather monitoring systems, and then running the resulting data through our quality control process for official publication. The AMRDC also publishes real-time data, including Antarctic satellite composite imagery, as well as observational data from our collaborators on the ice. So basically, we have a few dozen distinct data streams which are coming in constantly. And it's coming in all different ways. Some of it's satellite, some of it's even getting emailed to us in plain text, and everything in between. So as you can imagine, a big part of our time and effort goes into verifying these data streams, reformatting, describing them, and so on and so forth. For years, these data sets were published informally on our FTP server and on networks like the Antarctic IDD, with limited documentation and no real structured metadata, which posed obvious issues for researchers and editors who were working with these data sets. So in 2020, we were funded by the United States Office of Polar Programs to create a new data repository specifically for Antarctic meteorology and related disciplines. An open data repository that would sort of fill in some of these gaps in the metadata record that we'd experienced in our own data, while also allowing for more robust discoverability and interoperability. We established an advisory committee made up of external researchers who helped outline the necessary features the repository would need to be a useful resource for a number of different stakeholders, authors, publishers, grant offices, and researchers from various stages of their careers. We were able to use our extensive archival data holdings to refine our approach to metadata, sort of test things out a little bit, build a user interface, so on and so forth. And finally, we were able to launch and accept our first data sets in late 2021. As I mentioned, the AMRDC repository is open to Antarctic meteorology and related fields, ocean sciences, atmospheric sciences, and so on. Although we do have a little bit of flexibility there. For example, we have a Greenland weather station data series and some North Pole satellite imagery, I believe, as well. Our submissions are open to any researchers anywhere, provided that we can verify the methodology and appropriate documentation. And we accept a wide variety of artifacts, from text data and imagery, as I said before, to videos, research papers not archived elsewhere, and a small but expanding collection of source code and software, primarily analysis tools and scripts. We also work with other data providers to index external data sets so we can harvest metadata and then point to the data source as a way of raising the visibility of certain data sets and hopefully facilitating collaboration in the field. You can see here our data submission and guidelines page, which are available on the repository website. Our submission process is somewhat informal. A lot of submissions start off as an email to someone on the team, and we work backwards from there. But we're also very happy to accept unsolicited submissions through our portal, where we basically just ask for description, contact information, and possibly a sample if one's publicly available. Our submission guidelines are similarly flexible. We prefer non-proprietary formats, but we can accept an Excel sheet if it's absolutely necessary. We recommend that dependencies have open source alternatives, but these are details that we're more than willing to work out during the submission process. We're a small team, so thankfully each submission is able to receive individualized attention. Each dataset gets a landing page with full metadata record, contact info, and direct access to the data, along with a static DOI. We offer direct links to the files, as well as a data package, which contains all of the datasets associated files, along with a static representation of its metadata, all of which is embedded in a compressed zip file. These records are designed to streamline the process for principal investigators and authors to meet data curation needs, grant data management requirements, and so forth. We also have organizational pages which contain information about the contributing organization, along with a listing of all of the holdings associated with that group. Our search index is built on Apache Solr and allows for full metadata search and search query operators for advanced searches. And all of the functionality of our web portal is importantly available via our web API, including searching and filtering data sets and accessing the data files themselves so that we can provide full programmatic access to our catalog. Our metadata uses schema.org, which not only enhances interoperability, but also plays a role in search engine optimization so that our data sets are hopefully more visible via external search engine queries. We can also version data sets as a way of issuing updates or corrections, and this also facilitates ongoing and real-time data sets as well. And more generally, we want our contributors to retain ownership of the data. So, for example, while it's never come up, we can transfer DOI and data holdings to give contributors flexibility to rehome their data if they wish. And we're also working on raising the visibility of our data sets through metadata sharing projects with collaborating data providers. A few words about our infrastructure. We're a fully locally hosted data center stationed at the Space Science and Engineering Center at University of Wisconsin. We have an offsite backup server just outside of Madison. Our software stack is open source based. We used a modified version of CCAN for the repository engine, along with Unidata's Threads software as an alternative data delivery system. We do have cloud backups and an offsite backup. We even make tape backups of our critical hard disks, but everything is served and lives locally. And as we enter our 5th year of operation, we're increasingly taking steps to ensure that our infrastructure is scalable and replicable. So we're not just looking at contingencies that involve the need for more processing or more storage space, but also the need where we might quickly prepare a mirror of the repository and need to make it accessible, whether that means containerizing it and pushing it to the cloud, or again, out of the box possibility, but if we needed to transfer the compute portion of our system to another institution, we're just trying to do our due diligence in preparing for unlikely scenarios to assure our users that our system can endure beyond the current infrastructure. As for our future work, we're always seeking collaborators. We'd love to hear from anybody publishing data and looking for a home, or if you have published a dataset previously that you'd like to signal boost by appearing alongside similar projects. We're also seeking to establish new collaborations, I should say, with other research groups. As I alluded to before, for example, one of our big projects is working with a metadata sharing project with the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research, and we have conversations ongoing with a number of other institutions as well. So, and in general, we're just looking to continue to follow developments in data stewardship, refine our systems, and hopefully ensure that our data is viable for future research. That's all I've got. Here's our contact info and our website URLs, and we hope to hear from some of you soon. Thank you.
Great, thank you. She's both our online presenters, only clocked in at 10 minutes. You guys are very speedy. Any questions in the room? Where was it? Over there. Sorry, I was just trying to see where my glasses were, but these are my reading ones.
Thank you. Hi, Matthew. I just wanted to double check. So you said that your metadata is served with schema.org. Do you have a sitemap available, and would you be interested in collaborating with the Polar Data Search?
Yes, we do have a sitemap. It's not something that we've engaged with extensively, but that is part of the system, and we'd love to collaborate with Polder. I know that our project lead, Dr. Lazara, has had some conversations. He might be having those conversations right now. He's actually right around the corner from you all. He couldn't make it today, but absolutely, that would be great. So you could shoot me an email or Dr. Lazara, and we'd love to initiate that if possible.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. So hopefully everybody will have them in soon and add them to the list, and I'll use my authority of power to steal your email address from the abstract submission list. Thank you.
Excellent.
That's Chantel's amazing powers of stalking on display there. All right, so we do have an online question as well from Lara. You've got your hand up if you want to just jump in, go for your life.
Yes, thank you. I'm not sure if I missed that, Matthew, but you mentioned you have threads and CCAN. Is that fully integrated, or is it like two separate services? So was there some specific plugin or some specific extension you had to do to integrate threads into CCAN?
Yeah. So CCAN does allow basically the data entries work as hyperlinks, right? So we're basically hyperlinking to a threads entry. It's not a direct integration. We're mainly using that for extremely large data sets that don't fit into CCAN or would be unwieldy to access through CCAN. Threads obviously gives us a lot of flexibility in how to deliver that data. So not a direct integration, but it's
Okay, thank you.
Nice. I also really like your decorations, Matthew. I assume you're just a big fan of autumn?
That's my wife and kids are in charge of that one, so thanks to them.
Very nice. Any other questions in the room? No, I think you might be all done. So thanks for that, Matthew. That was really interesting. So bring me one more hand.